if you close your eyes, cover your ears, don't talk, stay in a place that no one's touching you, you're not touching anything, and you're just there. Can your mind still see, hear, taste, and touch? Your mind.
Yes.
Very good. When you're dreaming and your gross consciousness is totally gone, there's no consciousness, you're just in your subconscious, you're sleeping. Can you taste, touch, feel, and sense? Correct. So sometimes dream states where you're touching, tasting, and feeling things are even more profound than life. So that means it could scare you, it can make you very happy, you wake up crying, you wake up very happy or sad, right? And it's as if it's real. Sometimes when you wake up, you don't even know that, is it a dream or where am I? That mind that can see that and feel that is your actual mind. That mind is only a temporary resident of your body. Now, can you remember everything, what you did last Wednesday exactly?
No.
But if you relax and you take your time and you kind of ask people, will the memory come back? Because it's a relaxed state of mind. Okay, but so last Wednesday did happen. Okay, it's just slipped your memory, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen or you didn't do it. Can you remember things that happened to you 10 years ago?
Some.
Yeah, but if you concentrate and focus and kind of keep thinking, a lot of it will come back, right? So when you were a child, when you were an infant, did you have cognition? Can you see, hear, taste, and touch?
Yeah.
You can, right? Can you remember that?
No.
Okay, but does that mean it didn't happen?
No.
But for you to have that cognition, that mind at infancy, and now you're the same person. So everything from the time you were born till now is one mind.
Right.
That mind never changed. It's just your perceptions became sharper, correct? So if you had that mind now, that mind is the same mind you had last Wednesday. That was the same mind you had when you were a child, 10 years ago. That's the same mind you had when you were born. So is it the same mind you would have had when you were in the womb?
Right.
Correct. Isn't there many cases of babies who heard what their parents were talking about when they're born? Later they say, hey mom, you did this and this, and mom's like, how'd you know? Because they heard, right? So definitely you had a mind when you were in your mother's womb, right? So at the time of conception, would you have had a mind? Just a lucky guess.
I'm going to go with the yes.
Very good. Because it's only logical. You're going yes not because you know or don't know, because it's logical and you're smart. So you have to have had a mind at the time of conception, to have it in gestation, 9 months, to have it at birth, to have it at childhood, 10 years ago, Wednesday, and now, correct? This will be the same mind you have 10 years later, 20 years later at the time of death. So if you had a mind at conception till now, would you have had a mind prior to conception?
Yeah.
Correct. That was your previous life. It has to continue.
Right.
And everything you liked and didn't like and did do in your previous lives follow you in this life. The actions you did in body, speech, and mind are converted into karma. You have money in the bank. It's not paper, it's electronic. It can convert to paper. Mind is like that, it can convert to any material. So prior to birth, you had a mind. I'm not saying accept, I'm saying logically.
Yeah.
You had a mind, right? So you have to have had a mind prior to birth in order to have a mind at conception and to have a birth during gestation, a mind till now. That mind continue to your previous life and your previous life and your previous life. If you do breath meditation, you will start recalling your previous lives because it is just a memory, it's nothing supernatural. If you do meditation correctly, you will remember what happened to you 10 years ago. You will remember what happened to you at childbirth because it's just a memory that unlocks when your mind is very relaxed. So when you do meditation, you will remember your previous lives, not because it's mystical or something, like magic, is because it's a memory that is in your mind that's stored away. It just has to be unlocked. And there are many cases of young Tibetan lamas who remember their previous lives perfectly. Example, when they're very young, they remember the lives, the names, where they lived, and it correlates and people can find it. They can remember what they ate, what belonged to them. You can give them things that belong to them and similar other objects, and they'll tell you, that was mine, this was not. We have seen this with our own eyes. So, how does that relate to a place to go? Heaven in Buddhism has different types of heavens. There are heavens for beings who are not attained. There are a place that in English you call heaven, but it's an inappropriate translation. It is a place that you live for a very long time. You're very youthful, you're very strong, there's a lot of food, there's no effort, there's no sweating, there's no aging. You live for thousands and thousands of years until your time comes and then you will die, take another rebirth. So heaven is a place, is a transitional place.
Lama Norbu, I have great respect for your culture and your religion. And I know about the invasion of Tibet and the tragedies that happened. But I don't believe in reincarnation, and neither does my wife.
Why should you? In Tibet, we think of the mind and the body as the contents in the container. Now, the cup is no longer a cup. But what is the tea?
Still tea.
Exactly. In the cup, the table, or on the floor, it moves from one container to another, but it's still tea. Like the mind after death. It moves from one body to another, but it is still mind. Even in the towel, it's still tea.
In Tibet, we have many oracles. The spirit comes into his body. The spirit is talking through the body, through him. And so you can ask questions. He will say this teacher's incarnation will be in a certain area. He might even say the name of the mother and father. So then you have more idea where it is.
When Zazeb Rinpoche was a child, a search party composed of monks were led to his family's home.
They bought prayer beads, malas. They didn't say, one of them is yours. They just say, which one do you like? I said, I like one of them. And I picked one. And then again, they bought 3 or 4 bells. I picked one bell. So later told me I picked the right ones. They were testing. So you have to pick the right bell or a prayer bead that belongs to the previous Lama. You look at the beads, somehow in your mind, intuitively say, I like this one. There's no other sort of explanation, just intuition. After they did their testing, and then they told me that you are a Tulku, you're a reincarnation of a Lama from our monastery, from Zuru monastery. When you are going to become a monk, you're going to a monastery. I was actually very happy.
When Rinpoche first came to Zuru Ling, his personal monastery, over 10,000 local people lined the roads. For over 2 decades, he has lived in exile in Canada. And when he returns to Tibet, there are similar celebrations.
The Zuru monastery was built about 500 years ago. It was actually the first incarnation, Lama Chabdak. And he was the founder, the Lama of this life, or myself, it has the same mind stream of that Lama who lived in Tibet 14th century. I'm not saying all those 13 or 14 incarnations, I'm not saying they're the same person, because they have different personalities, they have different bodies. But we do have the same mind stream. The mind travels life to life continuously. It's a little bit like the river. As it travels, the current and shape of the river, everything is different. But there is still that water. You go through life after life, many changes, but different personalities. But still we believe that the mind stream, the subtle mind of the Lama who lived in Tibet in 14th centuries, it's still there.
What remains after death is the subtle mind, or pure consciousness, the essential nature described as a clear light that never dies. What dies is the body and the individual personality. One reason why Buddhists practice meditation is to prepare for the time of death, when they can merge with the clear light and attain Buddhahood. A Buddha has cut through the cycles of suffering and returns to help others to do the same.
Chunze Dakpa Samdup is a Buddhist monk. He fled Tibet in 1959 after Chinese troops forcibly took control of the country. Chunze, then 16, came with his spiritual teacher, Khenso Rinpoche, a former abbot of Drepung Monastery. For the next 30 years, he was Khenso Rinpoche's personal attendant and closest disciple. Since Khenso Rinpoche's death 4 years ago, Chunze has been searching for his reincarnation. Each morning, Chunze makes the traditional water offering in front of Khenso Rinpoche's altar. For 4 years, he has looked after the room, keeping it ready for the day his master returns.
Surprised to have received it, as he didn't know the center personally. He said, maybe this boy is the reincarnation of our master, and suggested that we consult the Dalai Lama.
The letter has been kept a secret from all but the closest of Khenso Rinpoche's disciples. Chunze is afraid that if the Chinese authorities discovered its contents, they would prevent any effort to bring the boy out of Tibet. For Chunze, an audience with the Dalai Lama is a rare and precious occasion. The Dalai Lama is considered by Tibetans to be the 14th reincarnation of the Buddha of Compassion. He has been presented with a petition requesting him to come to a decision about the boy in Tibet.
아직 두던이 나요. 따로 두다 받다 두던 계속 양양 그 뒤 고시고. 저 너는 어디 가고 주세요.
제가
주다.
장주 신고를 민주주의. 반대 대니가 부대가 민주주의 장 신고를.
무슨 정말 하고.
좀 몰라 대니 의심을 할까. 사상 우리. 다랑 탑시시키면로.
방어도 바로도 바라봐도 또 스피에 영어를 하고 있어.
왜 최대기를 찾아?
주대비 찾으시. 찾으시. 이게 너무 받아 보는 거예요.
스네수도 똥만데.
어떤
똥만데.
누워서 뭐 돈도에 여기 부 바로도 돈도에 지나서도 부 저버리지 되겠어요. 돈도 이제 아버지 몇몇 넣었어요.
당연하다. 또 댄지셔야 된 용접에 차대가 그러다가.
이렇게 해서 나를 버리면지 레벨을 봐. 같이.
무슨 수정에 성공 소식인 줄 또스타 또 댄지셔 돼야 아니. 좌시는 하나 사 휴신 당하라. 그래 의심을 해.
Tibetans believe that the Nechung oracle is one of their guardian spirits, an emissary from a world invisible to humans. For many centuries, he has been the chief oracle of Tibet, regularly consulted on matters of both state and religion. Today, his appearance has been specially requested by Drepung Monastery. Among other matters, the question of Khenso Rinpoche's reincarnation will be put to him secretly by the abbot. The high-pitched answers of the oracle are recorded by a trained attendant, who will later present them in a formal letter to the abbot.
무슨 거?这电视是这意思。不是没有的，那当然。国中个王卡拉看日拉张呢，杀鸡就是的呢，一天健康点儿，看的马路把中呢啊。我这有多自信呢，身上红红的。
Karma greets the young Rinpoche with the traditional white scarf. White scarves are universally used by Tibetans as a symbol of goodwill and respect.
아니 연세를 붙이 관내서 가라 줬지. 손하다 지금 얘들 치고 싶어. 과진데 그런 쪽에 지 여면이게 싫어 가볼 중수. 아니지 근데 자름 제게네 지 가에 열에 자름 제 문진 세वे나 그냥 안저지 제메데스야 기케요 마레스 아노니는 보고 지금도 메디나 다들 전에 메세야지네 요 말이 인데 있어. 그럼 지금 진짜데 내가 되게 전당면 어디 전에 지금. 아니 원이 코라게 나라리디네 지 근데 백든데 나라지 추가르든데 로고 동어든데 로 개발이 켄도인다다시 한국어든데 그 근데 제가 다 미전 로고인 있었겠어요 뭐 어머니 제가 지금 나 어머니겠지 당분 어떻게 세배 갈라나 지심되게 지금 아니 정말 쇼게 럼부지 모레나 루타라 바바 쇼스나 아마 쇼스 누구메서 녀도 주는 시험도 나 바바도 투인데 라월 라월 때에 되는데 지 아니 아마니 베드네 지야지 뭐 파스테 되는데 배 뇌는 되듯이 다 가는 가요 말아 안 컨트롤 못이야 아니 럼부지는 저는 바페 샤샤를 뭐 지금 근데 지 아게 녀르지 정말
A monastery in Kathmandu has heard of the young Lama's arrival. The monks have invited him to receive his blessings. This is the boy's first religious event in his new role as a high reincarnate Lama. He is 4 years old.
Then he went into another room and brought out 3 scarves. He put one around his own neck, one around his mother's, and one around his father's. So we told the parents, your son is letting you know that he is leaving you. He is saying goodbye. We joked with them about it, and they also laughed with us. The first time we went to his home, he looked at our faces carefully. Then he came to me and gave me a hug. I felt he was definitely Khenso Rinpoche's reincarnation. His face and his nose, there was a strong resemblance to his former self.
When the boy is a little older, Chunsei will find a spiritual master under whose guidance the young Rinpoche will begin his Buddhist studies. These will occupy him for the best part of 20 years.
Between Khenso Rinpoche and me, I think our relationship goes beyond this present lifetime. I really believe that it stems from many lifetimes. It's like his body has changed, but inside, the same consciousness has come. So however much I served his former self, I'm doing the same for him now.
Lifetime. When Trajaran's previous life, when he was young, he was a little naughty. High Lamas are usually naughty. So he doesn't want to do his studies. He's hanging around in his room playing with his toys, And when his tutor comes, the tutor's going to beat him. So the protector doesn't want his little Trajaran to be beaten, so he'll make crackling sounds near him. So Trajaran says, "Oh, I better pretend I'm studying." Many, many times. That Trajaran wrote in his own biography.
Chunga sun lap lap tu ge ya shap la tu da stam pe ka ku jo we ji den ge ba sun yi chen de ji den ba sun we dun ge ko ba do ju dang den ba nam yu ma zhe be jin yun be tu ge le ge we ye shi gi me long ju be u na su ba so wa bo kam je be yin la nam le o se du ma re chu be le so wo du du nam da shi den se ku do ka bo cho xin zu ba cha ge da da me long yi ge wa sha da yun sha ba zin ba ku la da ga yi ro wa u la do se ma so wa lan chen na ring la chi ba ye su rin chen shi den se ku do se bo ye ji se bu chi me du si ga wang ka se yi cha gen chen na nam ga cha shi yun no zo ba si ba Rinpoche yi a jebe se po so wa ga sa che je ke ta na ka la che ba ga du be ma shu den se zha ro na ge ji de che ma che je kam so wang de ge be cha yu da ma yi ge ba nam ka la cha shi yun Rinpoche yi sha ba ze ma da ma ge ge gen chi me to ba ju be zha long yi sha lo jen yu zhu la che ba yun du ka ma shu den se ku du shi ma mo ju be zu jen ye ri de da la cha shi 用吉他小度做八大音，那啥千扎波，这用拉七八的大吉他，口头在这用真鼓，那真也龙也来跟他扎是这辈的也所被左右压缩拉不可啊哟。 做主高当让一当都是为主跟三分我是出，干年开始日波在我上巴拉所嘎是破多节破当的，今年新储备钱包的储备要钱多节是的人啊过当，谁把开机给什么呀早早。
Just now, it was the great king, Dorji Shugden himself, coming in a wrathful form. When he comes into the wrathful form, he cannot stay long because it's very strong on the body. Therefore, whoever is in the room is blessed. Just before Dorji Shugden left, the rice thrown in the air represents blessing anyone and everyone in this room. Dorji Shugden has come. He has received my prayers and my requests for the growth of Kichara Forest Retreat and for all of you. He has also accepted offerings. We have laid out much offerings for him, and we have offered that up in order to generate merit for all of us. He gave special instructions to some of us to continue building, to continue our works, and do not be afraid and commit all the way. Most important is to commit. Don't have two minds. Sometimes stay, sometimes go, sometimes do, don't do. And when it's a little bit difficult, give up or don't want to be involved. Be involved, help, and assist. Then you will have his great blessings. So after Doshuden has drunk his tea and blessed the place, he has left. He will send his main minister here. You will only see him coming. You will see him going. In between, it will look like there's no one there because it's coming in an extremely peaceful form. This form of the minister is Kajim Abo Yumak Yelchin. All right, when he comes, everybody will get a blessing. You do not need to kneel down. If you kneel down, it takes too much time. After everyone gets a blessing and I make the requests, then all of you may sit down in your seats. Please do not make noise. Please observe on the screen what is going on. Now the peaceful minister of Dorje Shugden, Yumak Yachin Kachemabo, will come and give answers and answer our questions that we are going to present to him. Thank you. Thus mind. Non-tangible, unperceivable, and anyone below that level cannot perceive. It doesn't need a body to be perceived. It can only be perceived by another Buddha. Sambhogakaya form is a Buddha's body in enjoyment form where it looks like as if he's enjoying himself. Example, when the Buddha manifests as Avalokiteshvara, oh God, it's fabulous. Avalokiteshvara is white, wearing beautiful raiments, ornaments, on a fabulous lotus amidst an aureole of light. It's soft, it's strong, yet it's just emitting light. And I mean, wouldn't you enjoy yourself if you had that body? Why is it enjoyment body? It's a body that shows you the results of their practice. So that is perceivable by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and high-level practitioners who have visions of these beings. So for ordinary schmucks like me, who can't see the enjoyment body, Sambhogakaya, or perceive the truth body, Dharmakaya, which is without form, we have to stick with the Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya, in Tibetan, we call Tulku. Tul means to emanate. Gu means body, emanated body. A real Tulku is a high-level being that is emanated from either the Dhammakaya or the Sambhogakaya forms of the Buddhas. They emanate into bodies that are coarse and rough and that needs the four elements, the five aggregates to function to benefit others. So the mind that this being is in is, of course, Dharmakaya, but the body that they have is Nirmanakaya. And that body, because it is borrowed of this earth, borrowed of this planet, borrowed of the mineral and resources here. Why is it borrowed here? Because this being is on this planet and they need to relate to the beings of this planet. Therefore, they take on this body like a hotel room to use. It is subject to decay. It is subject to sickness. Does it reflect the enlightened being? Why? The body doesn't belong to enlightened mind. It is borrowed to be used to spread enlightenment. These three bodies arise from the mind of a holy Buddha.